folks, welcome in. Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV. I'm Dan Dyker along with Al Losi, completing another fantastic weekend at the Crosse Speedway. The weather was fantastic. The crowd was fantastic. Teacher feature was outstanding. A lot of high school kids.
That was fun. The kids just had fun watching their teachers out there on the racetrack, and you could tell that a lot of them put in a lot of thought. One of them, I think, had reverse camber on their car, reverse on the rear.
Camber. That is just like they did back in the old show on PBS,
yep.
Electric Company. That'll be our word of the week is reverse camber.
Well, the tire was pointed to the outside of the track.
I don't know how it didn't break off.
Yeah, I mean, every lap you were calling it coming off, and it never did. I'm wondering if that was creative.
Going to start things off. Recap of last weekend's races. King of the short track, Steve Carlson, came back, did what he always does, wins. And he does it from the inside, and he does it from the outside this time, as we'll show you some video of Steve Carlson getting yet another W at the Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. This was an interesting race, basically because of the restarts. And if you look at the guys that were running up front, Matt Henderson gave it all he could. Mike Carlson gave it all he could. Matter of fact, they even chose to line up side by side with his dad on the front row at the finale of this one here, as you see the side-by-side battle going on between Todd Korsch and Matt Henderson. But in the end, Steve Carlson missed last week, came back out and got yet another W in the 25-lap feature event. Mike finished second. Todd Korsch beat Matt Henderson by inches at the finish line. Watch this finish right here. This was outstanding. We've seen this all season long so far, these side-by-side finishes.
And we kind of started seeing that at the end of last year. The late model division from the top to basically the top 20 or 22 cars at any given time can run up front, and it's getting tougher and tougher, and that's why you're having such great finishes at the line.
Seen it several times in the sportsman, matter of fact, a couple of times Saturday night as well. Running at the top five, Henderson took fourth. Sean Paff rounded out the top five. Looking at the point standings after that week of racing, Brad Powell has a slim 5-point lead over Brent Kirshner. To the Grand National Sportsman we go. Matt Inglet in the Hulk Smash 27. If you ever look at the Hulk comic books and see when he smashes things, what it looks like, that's what his 27 looks like. His wife, Rayanne, did up the numbers pretty nice this year. Picked up the win, but right behind was Rick Schermerhorn. And whenever you get these two or three guys and Randy Humfeld in the mix, this one's anyone's clue on who's going to win the race.
Oh, it is. And there again, this division is so close. There's probably a good 10 or 12 drivers in there that at any given time, if they're up front, they're going to be extremely hard to pass. And here you see them going side by side again on the track. And really, the track isn't specifically a two-groove track, but both divisions are making it that.
You see Matt Inglet picking up the win. Rick Schermerhorn did take second. Jake Arneson third. Randy Humfeld, the quick-time qualifier for the second straight week, was fourth. Greg Scheck rounded out the top five. Humfeld leads in the points, 2 over Matt Inglet in the sportsman division. So it's going to be a nice battle between those two. And then you stick in Jared Logging won last week. Greg Scheck won the first week out. I mean, we got a whole handful of drivers showing how quick they are at the track right off the bat this year. Thunderstock division saw Jason Bolster pick up win number 2 on the season in the Purple Crazy 8. Jason Schaller second. David Cavan, Dakota Miller, Jordan Myers rounded up the top 5. And for this one here, it was pretty much, again, let's get through the front pack for Bolster. I'm going to pass everybody and try to get out front and hold on. And another relatively clean race for the Thunderstocks.
And Bolster and a few of the other guys out there, too, they do have such good cars out there. They're good drivers that they do start a little bit towards the back, a little bit of contact here, but they are able to get through the pack generally pretty clean from their starting positions, which is usually towards the middle of the pack.
So again, Jason Bolster, a leader in the Thunderstocks points. Dakota Miller is trailing, but just by 3 markers again in the Thunderstocks. The Window World Hornets came out for a pair of features this week. Over 40 cars again strong at the racetrack. And Nate Towner just bought this car you're about to see about 3 days before the race. And I talked to him before the race in the pits, said I haven't even had a chance to take this thing out the track yet. I got the car, did the changes I want to do to it. We put some paint on it and the stickers, and does what Nate Towner does. He wins, and he's very fast when you put him behind any kind of a wheel of a Honda. So Nate Towner is going to take home the first feature. Nate's not going to be running a full schedule this year. Matter of fact, didn't even know he was going to be running Saturday night for the fact that he's got a brand new job that's going to be taking him out of the region. But Jake is kind of staying out of the way right there, and or Nate, I should say, and picking up the race win in what was a loaded field full of Hornet cars. Second feature went to a guy, drives the number 44, Jake Chalmers. His dad came out and raced this weekend as well.
And that's so nice that families, that's what the Hornet division is for. It's inexpensive. A lot of new vehicles out there. Nate Towner, the father and son here, and also Mark Bornitz also bought a brand new car, and it was his first time on the track.
You know, this was a very interesting race. Davey Pennell came out. This is his first year running Hornets at La Crosse. Picked up a very impressive heat race win earlier in the night as we go with the white flag here. And again, another one that went down the line. Davey got hung up a little bit too high coming out of turn 4, or else we would have had a side-by-side race at the end. Mr. Bornitz right there. Mark picked up a heat race win as well. And this was probably one of the best Hornet races when it comes down to finishing at the line that I've seen in quite a while. If you look at the points, Mark Bornitz is leading the points in that division. Jeff Stumelin, Kim Strum, Andy Moore are in tow as they're tied for second, just 8 points off the pace. And I think this is going to be, if you look at the Moores, you put a Moore in a Hornet car, that's tough to beat. You put a Bornitz in a Hornet car, obviously tough to beat as well. But I think you're going to see at least 10 different drivers out of this class vie for the championship.
And you're exactly right. And there are a lot of Hornets out there. And the track does a great job, too, at making that very competitive. These guys might be the class of the field as far as equipment and drivers go, but they have to start towards the back of the pack every night that they're out there. They put the leaders towards the back just to make them earn their finishing spots. And that gives everybody else a chance to run up front as well.
Well, we're going to see that left and right throughout the race season when it comes to the Hornet class, again, averaging about 40 to 43 cars every race night. That's outstanding. Coming up next, we're going to throw a guest into the program. I already mentioned his name once. He's sitting second in late model points this year. He's a driver that'll say, I don't follow the point standings. Yeah, he does. Off the record, off the sheet, you know he's looking at him. Brent Kirshner, driver of the City Auto Sales number 8 late model at La Crosse, will join us here on the program coming up after this break on 7 Rivers Racing.